Hello, this is Excalibur of Excalibur Zone Gaming, and I come to you with a report from the Crazy Draft that was held at Richmond Comix on Sunday, September 28th. Well, let me get my notes here, which I conveniently have sitting right next to my desk. There were 12 players that showed up, and we had one large pod. And let me tell you, that was a huge amount of cards to go through. Each person brought 3 packs of Magic. Some people brought Modern Masters. Some people brought Torment. I brought, let's see here, a Dark Ascension, a Theros, and I believe it was an M15. I can't really remember at this point. But those were the 3 packs. I actually purchased an additional Khans of Tarkir booster just in case we want to do that, but so many people got Khans of Tarkir that I went ahead and put that aside for my own personal use. Well, what you see here is my deck. This is what I came up with from all the cards that were passed around to me. I ended up with a Rakdos style deck, and we'll go through the cards that made the most difference and ones that I didn't see and ones that sucked. So first off, this guy here won me 1 or 2 hands easily. Of course, it's a standard draft. It was a let's see, it was a 4-round Swiss style tournament, and I placed 7th with 2 wins, 2 losses. Not too bad. I'll go over each round as we continue. But this Daggerdrome Imp, flying and lifelink. One of the things that I've been getting hammered into my head about draft over and over and over again is bread. Bomb, removal, evasion, aggression, and dredge. Well, the bombs are the big things that are going to kick the butt out of people, and I had 2 Spawns of Rix Maadi. That's a pretty big bomb. And then Fiend of the Shadows. She didn't do squat. She came out, and she was the first one to either be countered or burned. Even with the spawn out there, she was immediately ripped out of the game. So, fun card, but turned out to be junk. Wild Celebrants, never saw play, ever. I didn't even run into it once. But this Daggerdrome Imp, I had Hammerhand on it, and let's see here, Piston Sledge on it, and let's see here, Thunderous Might on it, and I even bestowed Cavern Lampad once on it, and he did so much work, and the Cavern Lampad did work as well. Once I got Daggerdrome Imp and Cavern Lampad as creatures out on the board at the same time, my opponents tended to not be very happy because of the Intimidate and the lifelink, of course. And usually I had a couple of spawn. I've had both spawns out a lot, and they did so much work as well. Getting somebody on a 3-turn clock with that, and throwing a Piston Sledge on it when you cast a Piston Sledge, that worked wonders. One of my gambits was to use my Gorgon's Head on, which was it? I don't even remember anymore. I think it was this Disowned Ancestor. And what I did is I did an Outlast and then put the Gorgon's Head on him. And then I would use stuff like my Crowd's Favor or my Unkindled Fury to immediately ensure that I had first strike during attack or defense. And people fell for it once or twice. Where is the Kindled Fury? There we go. So this one's Convoke. So you block with a red creature, say like your Forgeborn Oreads, and then you tap it and throw Crowd's Favor on it while it has this Gorgon's Head. Most of the time when I blocked with the Gorgon's Head on it, my opponent made the creature immune to the color. So I ended up losing the guys more often than not. The other guy that did so much work was Murderous Redcaps. Now, I had run into a very unplanned synergy with Murderous Redcap and where is it? Let me get it real quick. It should be here. Ah, there, it's right there. Unhallowed Pact. So you come in with the Murderous Redcap, and then you attack and stuff like that, and then he comes back, and then you throw Unhallowed Pact on him. Unhallowed Pact on him. And you keep attacking, and then boom, he comes out and does 2 because this brings him back without the -1/-1 counter on it. And the Persist has no effect because this card overrides Persist's condition with the -1/-1 counter on it. And then I can do it again. So I got 4 uses out of this guy. It happened once, and I lost a hand because the other guy was just so aggressive. I couldn't really do anything about it. Deathrite Shaman got in about 5 points of damage from attacks, and I think at one point I had put Dragon Mantle or something on him. But exiling sorceries and instants were awesome. It got my opponents down quite a bit. And the awesome thing is that with, where is it? The Sultai Banner gave me the green I needed to exile creatures, but that never came out. This is one of those cards that I just never saw. Mardu Banner came out almost every time, and I came close to sacrificing it to equip a creature with Piston Sledge. Piston Sledge was a really fun card. Throw down a Rix Maadi by using a Generator Servant to give it haste. And during that turn, I did this. I had enough mana to cast both Daggerdrome Imp and Spawn of Rix Maadi using Generator Servant in the land I had. And the Piston Sledge, on the next turn on that spawn, just completely broke the person. But this Generator Servant is, if you have Red Winds and you don't have haste, Generator Servant is where you have to go. It gives you that added ramp that you need and the haste that you need. Dragon Mantle was okay. It was one of those combat tricky kind of cards. Forgeborn Oreads, they did a couple of points of damage here and there, and that coupled with Spawn of Rix Maadi, or Maadi, however you want to pronounce it, that's 10 points of damage, so that's a 20-point clock, a 2-turn clock with those two. Smallpox came out more often than not, and it was always when I had multiple creatures out and the opponent had 1 or 2, and one time my opponent made the mistake of sacrificing his untapped creature instead of his tapped creature. Now this Hinterland Hermit, he just, when he flips, he's 3/2, and he has to be blocked. So using the Hinterland Hermit and crowd's favor with Gorgon's Head is always a surefire way to get rid of creatures when they're not protected. And Cruel Feeding, I the last attack of the turn, I cast Cruel Feeding with its Strive and gave both of my Spawn of Rix Maadi's +1/+0 and lifelink. So I got 14 life and I killed my opponent in one swoop. Well, my sideboard, there were green cards that I just did not want in the deck, even though they were pretty decent. By time I was getting these were the only real good cards in the deck that were worth, in the pack that were worth anything, and I was going red-black by then. The Golgari Longlegs, it's a 5/4 for 5, and I felt that there were better cards, so I never used him. The Izzet Cluestone, well, I could have used the red mana. I much preferred using the banners over it because they're triple color, and one of them gave me black blue, so I just really didn't need that. Skyreach Manta, at most it would have been a 3/3 for 5, and that was not going to happen. First response, I could have splashed that white and used this with the Forgeborn Oreads, but it never came out. Mana Geyser would have been sweet, but it was expensive. And most of the stuff I could get out, I got out without having to rely on that. Boulderfall and Demolish. I could have used Boulderfall. It's expensive. I rarely, if ever, got that much mana out. Demolish, however, there was so much ramp in the environment, it was scary, so that didn't even make a difference. Siphon Soul, a 2-point pinger for 3. I figured no, that wasn't worth it. And then these guys, while they're good for getting your card advantage up, I had better options available to me. Now, Flash of Defiance, I should have brought this in a couple of times. With its sorcery and its flashback, I could have gotten through and killed my opponents, and I just never thought about using it. So that's my sideboard for this, and this is what I won. At the end, we did a redraft of all the rares that were opened, and that's a minimum of 36 rares, because there were 12 people, 3 packs each. There were a couple of conspiracy packs, but no extra boosters thrown in. And there were a lot of foils as well. So there's at least, I'd have to say, about 48. And then Tommy, the manager at Richmond Comix, he threw in a couple of booster packs, Conspiracy, Cons of Tarkir, and I think an M15. I'm not sure, I can't remember that. And then a bunch of foil promos and stuff. And I was able to get away with these rares. So we draft the rares at the end. We start with the one who won and go down to last place, and then last place picks again. Then we go back up to first place, and first place picks again. It went through this a couple of times, more than the 3 packs per person generally. So as you can see, I got 5. I've been looking for Squee for a while, and I finally got a hold of him. Temple of Deceit, I don't know where the copy I had went, but now I've got another copy. Perplexing Chimera, that is going to go in my my new EDH deck that I'm putting together, the Pantheon of Starro. I'll explain that when I do the deck tech. Chief Engineer, I just wanted full playset of him, and the Flying Crane technique was pretty much chaff that was left over. I've got a couple of that, I think, already. So there you have it. Everybody had a great time. In round 1, I went up against Brant, one of 2 sons of Jay Gates, and he played a blue-white control deck. I won 2-0. I played Jay next, and I lost 0-2. He played a mono red deck. He was able to put one together, and it just owned. He came in 2nd place in the tournament overall. My third was against Logan Donovan. He had a blue-white control deck that I lost completely to, and he ended up earning 3rd. And then last round I played against Liam. He had a green-white aggro deck, and I won 2-1 against him. He handily squashed me in the first hand, but then the second 2 I just I was able to overcome him. And first place came Zane Gates, Jay's son, and then Jay came 2nd, and Logan came 3rd. The prizes that they got, not only were they able to get the premium cards from the redraft, they also got $50 for first place, $20 for second place, and $10 for third place. Since Logan forfeited the gift card that Dave was giving, it went instead to Cody, the 4th place winner. So congratulations to everybody, and if there's anything I learn every time I play in a draft, is that I really, really, really need to learn how to draft. So this is my Friday Night Magic report. It's actually a special report, the Richmond Comix Crazy Draft report for September 28th, 2014. Until next time, enjoy playing games, enjoy playing Magic. Please like, favorite, and subscribe. It really helps me to know that my content is getting out to people and you're enjoying it. Also, please consider supporting me through Patreon. Not only will you be able to help me get more content out and get better equipment and better content, you'll also be helping other people who are in need. Because 1/2 of all net funds after taxes and fees go to charity. As always, this is Excalibur, and I am out.